right, so let's talk about some mindset when it comes to trading with Josh Folks and Brendan Carnes.
What's happening?
All right, greetings,
as
friends.
we drive in the beautiful state of California.
Yeah, so no super duper cars today. We're just doing the caddy today. So
Just the Cadillac.
Modest caddy.
I know answers will introduce you all to some ridiculousness, but we're coming back down to earth in my car here. So we wanted to talk some mentality, and even with people within the trading fraternity, we run into people who trading is one thing, and we can all learn the fundamentals and the mechanics of the market, but learning yourself is an entirely different thing. And so, we were just talking to someone recently about them psyching themselves out. And I'm telling you, even if you say it jokingly, deep down somewhere, you're going to believe it, and you can psych the shit out of yourself out. And when you do that, you will trade differently. I'm absolutely sure you will trade differently. If you start saying, I suck at this, I'm not good at that, even if it's just jokingly and you just kind of want to say it to get attention, you're going to psych yourself out. And it's really going to, you will trade differently. And so
what advice would you give people who psych themselves out, Josh Folks?
Well, for one, I'm going to give a shout out to Anton Creel. I don't know if anybody's familiar with him, but one of the things he spoke of was respect money, but be indifferent towards it. And really, that has to apply with everyone. Whether you take big losses, big wins, or whatever, you should be able to just be cool with all of it. I mean, it's cool to be glad, or it's cool to be all right, I fucked up, I gotta do better next time. But you should never get on either extreme of both ends. I used to have the problem, I would go out and answers will make fun of me for this, but one time I was in a Netflix trade and it's working for me and I start fucking running around and I'm jumping around and I'm dunking invisible basketballs and I'm like, oh man, we out here, man, we thugging. But getting on that extreme end of the winning side was it was creating an unhealthy relationship with money in the same way that people create unhealthy relationships with food. When people just view it as fuel, talking food right here, it's that is a more healthy way to look at it as opposed to I need sweets. And that's coming from someone who really does love sweets.
That's true.
Yeah, and this mentality thing, and everyone's been there where you take a big loss and you get fucking down on yourself. Yeah. Brendan Carnes, you've been there.
No, because I'm my worst critic, and that was my biggest problem, because if I took a small loss, I think I'm the biggest piece of shit in the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it makes you hesitate for the next trade. And honestly, it's just not healthy, and you can't be down on yourself about it, because you just gotta realize to me it's like the ebb and flow of the market. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Your account's gonna do the same thing, Yeah. And don't get psyched out if your account goes down one day. And on one day, just
nothing goes straight up.
Yeah, nothing just goes straight up. Just make sure you're doing 3 steps forward, 1 step back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Dude, even what you were just saying about being your own worst critic. Yeah, we gotta hark back to. It was Zach with Chat with Traders, I think, is where I saw it. But he was saying, and I completely related to it, but he talked about you'll have a bad trade and you'll get so down on yourself to the point that you'll use that to rationalize other things perhaps that went wrong in your life. It's you'll be man, I went to the club and I got turned down by some chicks. It's all because I was a bad trader.
Yep.
And you're gonna fucking, and when you start letting that seep into other aspects of your life, oh my god, that shit gets fucking cancerous, like fucking deadly. And it will spread if you let it.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, I'm telling you, you gotta take your losses with a grain of salt, and your wins be cool. You had your win, and that's good. I personally, I try to stay just as neutral as possible. I mean, if I take a monster win, it's hard to not get a bit excited. And I'm still early on in my trading career. Perhaps I'll overcome that down the road, and I'm sure there's people that have overcome it. But even then, I know, it's it's easier said than done, all this stuff we're saying, because we've seen, as far as, being all right with your losses and stuff like that and not letting them get you, because I'll tell you, if you look at Carl Icahn, some of these old Wall Street dudes, my god, do they look stressed out.
Oh god, yeah.
I mean, the bags under their eyes are fucking more baggy than I can't even come up with an analogy to describe it, so I do not have the necessary descriptive powers to be a horse race announcer right now. But nonetheless, yeah.
We all can't be Bill Ackman looking good while it's taking
Bill Ackman, dude, he fucking looks good all the time. Fucking,
you know, the silver fox himself, you know?
Bill Ackman. Oh, dude. But even Bill Ackman, I mean, I'm sure he's stressed out, but it's like, man, his PRX is gonna go to 0 on him. Don't know if that's gonna happen. Don't go out and short it or anything.
Yeah,
just because I said that, but like, man, deep down, he must be stressed. Now, I was reading that the Chipotle executives spent the most on a shrink, more than any other CEO this last year.
I'm sure.
And that's gonna be fucking. I mean, the stress will come. We're dealing with money. We're dealing with things that can literally make or break your life. So you will be stressed out, but nonetheless, my friends, the mentality stuff. Don't psych yourself out.
Oh yeah.
And this goes to, you know, we still got young traders in this DTF who go through this rule. Don't psych yourself out. As soon as you find yourself in that state where like things seem blurry and cloudy, I've been there. I know we've all been there, and it's not just in trading, but I've even seen it just in video games and like basketball. I've seen this happen to me. Like you almost think you've done it so much you forget how to do it.
Yep.
And you realize that too, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, oh fuck, how do I trade? I don't even know what to do now after you start psyching yourself out. But when that happens, you need to take a step back, calm down, take some deep breaths, and just remember to maintain that just clear-headed, cool, concise mindset, level-headedness. I'm telling you, just level-headedness and objectively be able to look at yourself. And I think that will, and not just trading, but everywhere, I think that'll take you pretty far.
So what advice would you give to people that have been like on a losing streak when trading?
On a losing streak,
yeah.
For sure. First thing, calm down. You don't have to make all the money you lost back on one trade. And once you get that level clear-headedness back, you just start real small, be patient, and sit and wait. Because like there's some days you'll go long periods of time, but there's just no easy trades. And I encourage everybody to just sit and wait for an easy, straightforward trade, and they come. You know, whether it's a news catalyst where you love playing fucking earnings, where you like just looking for breakouts, or if you're a technical guy and you like doing that stuff, whatever it is, just sit and be patient and wait for just an easy, straightforward trade that's obvious. And then start small, get a win under your belt, and then with that win, you just work it up. And after a couple small wins, like, the mentality will come back. And I'll even tell you, I recently had to, I went through a losing streak earlier, like a few months ago, and I had to bring it back. And so I used to play big size, but I had to restart with small size, get the mentality back. Also, I was playing like 1 or 2 contracts on things, and that's not like me. I hate playing 1 or 2 contracts. I was playing 1 or 2 contracts, and like an awesome win on some trade would only give me like $200. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. But I got a whole bunch of momentum under my belt, got my confidence back, and increased the size as the confidence came up. And confidence is good. Arrogant and cockiness is not so good. But some decent confidence and maintaining level clear-headedness are really just what I think everybody's going to shoot for.
And that's exactly what I did at the beginning of the year too. You know, I managed multiple accounts. I was going through like a little streak also, so I just cut it down to 1 account, and I just like what folks said, just scale back the position size, and just chip away, slowly chip away. That's the biggest thing. You just got to chip away. Don't get too aggressive, and just got to build that confidence up. And if you're going on a losing streak, don't be afraid to paper trade. Honestly, like you know. But that's the other part, the psychological part that's gonna come in, because some people, they don't want a paper trade because that's where the FOMO comes in, because they think, okay, if I'm gonna make money on this paper trade, I could have done it on this account, you know. You can't have that mentality, because, you know, you gotta remind yourself, the stock market's gonna be open tomorrow morning, you know, or the week after that, and the week after that. So the stock market will always be here, you know. And yeah, FOMO was the biggest thing. As when I started trading, especially when I was working at the bank and all that, I was step away from the market. I had the biggest FOMO ever, and so I was forcing trades that shouldn't have been done, or I was chasing a trade that, you know, so I was literally buying at the top, or, you know, I was shorting at the bottom. You know, don't want to be doing that. Just wait for a setup, be patient, like the folks said. So
Yeah, that's some great advice, you guys. I'm sure the public will.
Beautifully described, I think.
It is. You guys described it like perfectly.
Is there anything else for now?
I think that's it right
Yeah,
there.
cool. Yeah, well, everybody that watches this video, thank you very much for watching, and or drive here, but we look forward to the next time we all meet again.